Expressway, where the minister inspected critical components of the project, like the Asokoro interchange. The minister, during phase 1 of the project in September 2023, flagged off the rehabilitation and resurfacing of roads in Garki district, while in December, the phase 2 of the project was also flagged off in Asokoro district, Abuja. This is in addition to other ongoing road projects, with some already completed.
The contractors have assured us that this roads will be completed on time, and we believe, by the special grace of God, it is one of those projects earmarked for 1 year in office from Mr. President. There's going to be a lot of road commission in this part of Africa. But the contractors they've done very well, very quality jobs. I commend them and still continue to appeal to them not to lower standard.
The Vice President's official residence was also revisited to ascertain progress of work. Impressed by the progress of work, the minister commended the commitment of the contracting firms handling the project, pledging to fulfill his own side of the bargain by providing the necessary funds.
I'm happy to announce to you that the Minister of Finance have been able to release 50% of the national supplementary budget, and that, in a way, has given us that hope that the contractors will be paid within any time from now. And then we have also gotten the assent of the statutory supplementary budget, which Mr. President has assented to. That again has given us hope that no project will be left uncompleted as promised. Like you can see, these are quality projects which we are very satisfied, and we believe with the arrangements the contractors have made, put in place, these are things that in the President's 1 year in office will be commissioned.
Nyesom Wike, however, appeals for the residents' support and cooperation as he set out to fulfill his promises to the people. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Staff of the Federal Capital Territory Administration have staged a peaceful protest against the appointment of the new FCTA Permanent Secretary by the Head of Service of the Federation. The protest, led by the President of the Joint Unions Action Committee, JUAC, Motilukoro Korode, converged on the premises of the FCTA Secretariat to press home their demand. Here again is Onoze Yakubu.
Dr. Magdalene Ajani is the new FCTA Permanent Secretary. She is among the 24 new permanent secretaries appointed by President Bola Tinubu. Her appointment and posting to the FCTA has continued to generate concerns among the workforce. This is coming against the background of the recently created FCT Civil Service Commission, which mandates the administration to appoint her chairman. These staff are calling for the reversal of the presidential appointment.
Our demand is an aberration. It's an anomaly that should be corrected. And we are happy that as we speak now, the minister is handling it. We believe so much in our minister because he's talking to do. He has been doing some things and we are working with him and we believe in him. And our message is very brief to the head of service. You no longer have power over FCT. As far as the posting of permanent secretary is concerned, she should limit herself to her jurisdiction.
The JUAC chairman, however, acknowledged the efforts of the FCT minister Nyesom Wike at obtaining the presidential approval for the establishment of the commission and lauded him for his dedication to improving the well-being and welfare of staff. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
On a political issue, the People's Democratic Party PDP Nasarawa West Zone has commended President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for non-interference with electoral judicial process. The party made this known during the peaceful walk in Kefi. Blessed Lamfulani reports.
The People's Democratic Party members in Nasarawa West Senatorial District staged a peaceful rally, carrying placards with different inscriptions, expressing optimism that Supreme Court will overturn the judgment of Appellate Court in favor of their governorship candidate, David Emmanuel Ombugadu.
We came here to commend our president, the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for not interfering in the judiciary. We want to thank the president for that. Secondly, we want to call all the Supreme Court judges to do justice, especially in this our Nasarawa case. Whoever won on the 18th of March 2023, let them give victory to the owner of the bandit.
Our expectation is that we are going there tomorrow, we will come back victoriously. Our morale is very high, very, very high. You can see even before tomorrow, there is music in every PDP members' houses.
The party also expressed satisfaction over the Supreme Court's judgments that affirmed the governors of Plateau, Bauchi and Kano states, hoping the same would be replicated in Nasarawa state. From Kefi, Blessing Damfulani, NTA News.
And from politics to religion, to allow active participation of citizens and governance. I beg your pardon. The month of Rajab in the Islamic calendar presents a high spiritual moment for Muslim faithful in the worship of Allah. For the famous African and Nigerian Islamic scholar, Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi, it is a time for national supplication for Allah to help Nigeria to solve her security and social challenges, as well as guide leaders to succeed. This intervention he's seeking at the Lesser Arch, currently being performed in Saudi Arabia. Religious correspondent Abdullahi Ajia reports.
Rajab, as the 7th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, is one of the 4 sacred months. Expectedly, Islamic scholars like Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi uses the period in the Holy Land for absolution and Allah's continued mercy for Nigeria and her leaders.
So Saudi Arabia performing leather hajj. We are sending his, we are thanking the Nigerian president and the Algerian president who always is easy for Sheikh to travel, to go and performing this Umrah, to go to Saudi Arabia and pray for Nigeria and Algeria, pray for the peace and stability in the country.
Sheikh Dahir Usman Bauchi whose Umrah journey was facilitated by the Algerian president through a private chartered flight says prayer for peace in Nigeria and Africa will take center stage in his spiritual sojourn. The religious leader who expresses joy by the honor done to him by the Algerian president maintains that this will no doubt increase religious and diplomatic relations between Nigeria and Algeria. Special dua is being held at sacred places in Medina for the prosperity of all by the spiritual leader. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
And on education, there are some professional skills that persist from one generation to another. Literary DNA is one and particularly potent. This power of artistic genetics came to play with the release of the book, The Royal Tussle, by Kennedy Ajom, one of the 3 siblings who in their teenage years have contributed to bookshelves. Tessie O'Mary reports.
From the quiet community of Karshi in the outskirts of Abuja rises 3 young authors.
Can you imagine a scenario where a family of 3 children out of 6 are writers and, of course, authors? Then guess how history of such family can best be documented. Now, that is the story of the family of Stefa Ajom as I dig deep into the family, bounded by pen and paper.
Debbie, 24 and a final year student of Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, Annette, 19 years old, and Kennedy, aged 13, are inspired by happenings around their environment, thereby putting pen to paper and documenting them into a book. Amazingly, the three siblings have so far published 8 books on different societal issues.
My book centers on Doshima, who lived a miserable life and ended up dying by the killer virus AIDS due to the wrong choices she made in life. So I'm trying to tell the girl child out there that they should pay attention to their studies.
Triumph of a Girl Child is just my attempt to show the world, to tell the world that you don't need only male children to feel like, oh yes, I'm a man. I have a son who would take after me when I die. I mean, women can also be something when you give them the great amount of training from childhood.
Just wait until you hear from the only man of the house, who happens to be the SGF of the country for 5 minutes, the acting DJ of NTA, and lots more. Just wait until you hear from him.
Actually, I got my inspiration from 2 of my older sisters. As the only boy in the family, I was challenged that 2 of my other sisters are writing books, and as the only boy, I can beat them up. So I wrote my books, and now I'm in my 3rd book. I'm trying to beat my other sister, which has written 4 books.
To this family, writing is a passion, and their background is not a barrier.
I will start at a point, I will stop, and then when I come back, I get confused. Yeah, so just like that, I decided to just leave the project. But of course, it was a motivation from my children. So I thought I can also write a book, but I couldn't. That is the truth.
Their father is not an author, neither am an author, but the gift, they have their talent. So I know it's from God.
I started with drawings. I loved to draw when I was a child. So to further explore my talent, I decided to formulate short stories. And then at a point I realized the stories were better than my drawings. They were more interesting than the drawings themselves.
While aspiring to publish more books, they are constrained by low patronage and piracy.
I want Nigeria to patronize my sibling books because they are very good lessons.
The proud product of public school in Karshi believe with determination anyone can attain his goal in life. A peculiar family, one may say, also birthed a daughter with disability who today is an artist.
I love writing and drawing. I design clothing for women.
With determination to excel, what these siblings need is support and encouragement to reach their goals. Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
Let's note down the sports desk for Sports Brief.
Day 3 of the 2023 African Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire produced interesting results as reigning African champion Senegal defeated Gambia with a convincing 3-0 victory. Frank Magri rescued the points for Cameroon against 10-man Guinea as the indomitable Lions came from a goal down to score a 1-1 draw, while Angola came from a goal down to draw 1-1 against Algeria. Meanwhile, the duo of Victor Osimhen and Alhassan Yusuf were not part of training on Monday when the Super Eagles returned to training after their 1-1 draw with Equatorial Guinea on Sunday in Abidjan. Still talking football, Paris Saint-Germain and Inter Miami player Lionel Messi has been crowned the best FIFA men's player for 2023 in London, beating both Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland to the prize. Messi has claimed the FIFA reward for the 3rd time. The award only covered the period after Messi had led Argentina to World Cup glory in December 2022 to August 2023. To boxing, Anthony Joshua has intensified training ahead of his face-off with ex-mixed martial arts fighter Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia on March 8th. With Sports Brief, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
And that's the news. We thank you for watching. Do have a very good afternoon. I am Miriam Emekamadi.